Hey there, Luxies. Welcome back to Mary Day Lux. I know it's been a while. Life has been lifing, but part of this channel is allowing myself to film and create content as I see fit, rather than the pressure to, fight the algorithm and XYZ. So just want to say a special thank you for those of you that are still hanging on and are still kicking it with me. I really do appreciate you. Today we're going to get into 7 luxuries that I splurged on and will always splurge on. Cue the intro. Okay, number 1 is alone time. Yes, I know when you saw the title, you probably thought I was getting ready to talk about Balenciaga. Or maybe not Balenciaga, but Prada, Fendi, Gucci, Hermes. It's not that type of luxury, but it's important luxury nevertheless. Alone time is really slept on. The more we're evolving as a society, I'm loving how many people are highlighting the advantages of being alone and spending time with yourself and really mastering self. But I know that there's still some people that refuse to do it. They're just not ready. They're just not quite ready to sit with themselves yet. They would rather always be in a group with a lot of activity going on. For me, alone time is a luxury that I know that a lot of people don't have, whether it's because of their living conditions, whether it's because they have kids and whatever the case is. But for my current lifestyle, I get a lot of alone time and I do not take it for granted. I splurge, okay? I overindulge when it comes to that. Which leads me to number 2, saying no. Yes, that is an absolute luxury. It's something that a lot of people are really afraid to do. It's almost like they feel like if they say no, then they're going to hurt someone. If they say no, they're going to ruin a relationship. If they say no, XYZ. For me, it's a luxury because I have always had the natural ability to do so. Right? But to expound on that, it's nicer to be able to say it without explaining yourself. I can honestly say right now, without going into too much information, that the worst decisions of my life were made when I said yes to something that I absolutely knew went against what I was feeling. So any chance that I get, I will always splurge on the luxury of saying no. Number 3 is premium travel experiences. Now, depending on how soon you're finding me, how long you've been following me, you may or may not know how much traveling I've done in my life, but I'm currently in a place where I'm not just so eager to get up and go and see the world because I've done enough of it. I'm now in that place where for me, if all I can afford is to travel twice a year, but with the premium experience, I would take that over 10 different travel experiences just to say that I did it. There is not a rush to see the world. Whatever it is that I still haven't seen will always be there. And if I don't get to see it before this life is over, then so be it. But I'm not putting myself through mediocre travel experiences just for the sake of going somewhere. Number 4 is a rule that I made a while back. It actually was not written anywhere. It was just more mental, which is no social media after 8 p.m. And slowly but surely, this has become like no social media in general for the most part. I don't know when it happened. I just noticed that I'm using the internet a lot less, hence why I also haven't been on this channel. But the reason why I chose 8 p.m. is because I know that my body really starts to wind down and get in its sleepy mode around 10. I can stay up a little bit longer, but 10 is really when like I've hit the chill pill, right? And so I like to give myself a couple hours before that I'm not staring at the screen or watching something, consuming something that's gonna have my brain doing a lot of, stimulative thoughts and things like that. So to each her own, but that's my personal experience. I will always splurge on cutting the phone off and doing something else. I recently traded in my iPad for a Kindle, and that has been a game changer because while the iPad has the Kindle app on there and so does my phone, they also have other apps that can distract you, even if you have notifications turned on. If you're a creature of habit, you might be likely to just go and forget what you even picked up the device for. But now with the Kindle, because it's literally just an e-reader, when I have it in my hand, I know that the reason that I'm holding it, the sole purpose is just to read. And so, game changer. All right, number 5 is therapy. Complete transparent moment. I've taken some time off. However, it's something that I feel like I will always splurge on. And therapy does not have to just be talk therapy, okay? There are different types of therapy that you can do that fit your particular situation, because I do get that there's some things that talking can only do so much for. Does that make sense? I'll list them here, but there are different ones that you can get done that really help. And I will never not splurge on my mental health, because I understand that it's just as important as like your physical health. Right? And speaking of therapy, yes, you guessed it, this video is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you don't know what BetterHelp is, it is an online platform that allows you to match with therapists. They're all licensed and they are in your state, ready to serve you. It's pretty much just an alternative for the person who doesn't want to go sit in an office, or maybe you're just a little bit too intimidated to start the experience that way. So it does give you the opportunity to do chat on demand or just like regular messaging, and they'll get to you whenever they can. You also have the option of doing like just regular emailing or video call. It's totally up to you. It's going to be based on your comfort level. What I also love about it is that you're allowed to change therapists as often as you want. So there's no limit. You don't have to stick with the same one for the first month, for example, if you're not like vibing with them. It took me 3 before I found the one that I actually fully clicked with. So you just kind of have to play around with it, but it does let you pick. You can pick your gender, religion, based on their specialty. It really narrows it down for you and matches you based on your response to the questionnaires that are given to you. So if that is something that you are interested in, you can get 10% off your first month by using the code M3RRY. So you can head over to betterhelp.com/M3RRY. Once again, that's betterhelp.com/M3RRY. I'll also link it down below for you, and you can just click it directly. Okay, number 6, comfort. Like, I cannot say that enough. I know that there's certain things that you just have to deal with being uncomfortable for, i.e. red bottoms, right? Christian has been very honest about the fact that his shoes are not made to be comfortable. They're made for fashion. This is why I don't own a pair, and I probably never will, because I don't believe in having to sacrifice one for the other. I am a girl that will not purchase the heels unless I buy them online and I try them at home, and I missed a return window or something. I may just give it away or keep it. But if it's something where I already know that it's uncomfortable, you cannot get me to purchase them. You can't get me to wear them, even if you buy them for me, right? So I'm definitely in that space in life where I'm not sacrificing my comfort just to be in the cool group, just to wear the coolest clothes at the coolest places. I'm not. If it's not comfortable, it's just not comfortable. Something else that falls in that line would be Miami, right? I have actually never been to Miami Beach. Like, I've been to Fort Lauderdale, which is like 30 minutes out. And it seems like something that I should want to knock off my bucket list. But considering how it's become so crowded, even more than it was before, I already know I'm not going to be comfortable because I like my exclusive experiences. Does that make sense? So I just don't sacrifice. I'm not willing to. So although I understand that staying in your comfort zone, is talked about as something that keeps you stagnant, I think that there's also a lot to be said about making sure to know what your boundaries are. Does that make sense? So I will push the envelope when it's necessary, but not on an everyday basis. And yeah, comfort. I will always splurge on it. So if there's something that I can pay more for to be more comfortable, I'm going to pay that extra. i.e., I went to the Usher concert very recently and I ended up buying 2 tickets. It was only for me, but I wanted to make sure that I had the option, because there was like actual VIP floor seats right in front of him at the stage, but they said general admission and I couldn't tell if they had seats or not. You think I was gonna take the chance, especially wearing heels, going up there and standing for 3 hours? No. I gave myself options. And then once I realized that the floor area, the VIP section, didn't have seats, I took myself to the next best thing. And the seats were even greater to me. Like, I personally liked where I ended up at because I wasn't too close. I was right at the center, but I could see all the action. And so that's an example of, for me, paying for comfort, because I'm not about to get there and just be like, whoop, we'll figure it out. I'm not a figure it out person. I want to know right now. Last but not least, silence. Silence, okay? So this year, one of the gifts that I requested was the AirPods Max. And while some people may not understand spending that much money on a pair of headphones, number one, I think they look great, right? So the aesthetics are awesome, but I had not ever purchased anything that was noise canceling, and I really, really wanted some. One, because I live in a busy area. You may hear it a lot in the background of my videos. And I had been here 2 years and never really been able to sit on my patio because of all the noise that goes on. So because I value silence more than just being able to sit out there, I have not sat out there. And so now I have the option of being able to tune it out a little bit and still enjoy my patio. That is an example of paying extra for silence, right? Paying a little bit more to live on a higher floor, for example. Paying a little bit more for a seat that is off in the corner in a restaurant. Those kind of things. Like, everyone's different, but I'm very sensitive to noise, and it's not always been like this all my life. This is more of a newer occurrence, but I'm definitely like nurturing that side of me. And so anytime that I can splurge on silence, I will choose silence. Right? I'm not going to go out of my way to be where all the noise is. And that's pretty much it. If you've made it this far in the video, I want to hear from you. What is something, or what are some luxury things that you are splurging on, whether it's a mental health thing or whether it's something that is tangible? I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for, again, spending some time with me. I love you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.